Hi, 4-H and Junior Fair families. This is Morgan coming back to you with probably our biggest and pretty much final update for the upcoming 2024 fair. Now, I do know I will have some more information coming out with different events and different activities we'll have available to our kids probably next week. But this is that really big update that everybody really needs to be aware of, whether you have a small animal project, a bird or a bunny, whether you have a horse project or whether you're bringing one of the larger animals coming to the fair. So buckle up. We've got quite a few updates in this document. It will be going out to our families, so don't worry about where you're going to find it. Promise, once I get this posted, it's going to be coming out to our families in an email. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I am talking about. Alrighty, you should be able to see my screen. So we're going to start at the top, small animal and horse projects. You can begin bringing your animals. We have it printed in the paper at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, August 8th. I obviously know some people come before then. That's perfectly fine. Just know that Junior Fair personnel will be there around 10 o'clock as far as that goes. Birds and rabbits, you will have your pen assignments posted by that time, just so you are aware. Market poultry and market rabbit scales will open at noon and they will be open through 7 o'clock. Your DUNF forms will need to be presented by hard copy, or you can show us the confirmation email on your phone. That will suffice as well. But again, please have that done prior to coming to the scales so you can show us that you are here and that you have your DUNF form completed. Breeding animals should still stop at the weigh-in table and let us know that you are here with your breeding projects. That way you'll get checked into our computer show system and it makes life a lot easier for the show committees. The DUNF form, which is the drug use notification form for any new families, if you are bringing a market project to the fair, you have to complete that DUNF form. But a DUNF is to be completed by all market projects, and that link is live now. So if you're having trouble seeing what it is go.osu.edu/Henry DUNF. Okay. We would like for all animals to be in place no later than 7:30 with our veterinary inspection beginning at 8 o'clock. When that veterinary inspection begins at 8 o'clock, all Junior Fair exhibitors need to be at their pen at time of inspection. If for whatever reason you cannot be there, you need to have a parent or somebody representing you to be there with your animal. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward, business as usual. Please be prepared as close to 8 o'clock for that vet inspection so we can get that banged out pretty quickly. Obviously, we don't have all the other large animal barns to go through. So those horses, those rabbits, and those birds, be right there ready for vet inspection at 8 o'clock. Now, large animal projects. You guys should have gotten a bit of a printout during Skillathon last week. That is awesome. There's a lot of the same information and there's a lot of updated information. So if you've already read it once, that's awesome. I'm going to talk to everybody as far as that goes, because I know there's plenty of people maybe not associated with our Junior Fair that want to know this information as well. So there is a traffic flow guide in the packet, and I can go ahead and pull it up so everybody can see what I'm talking about. All righty. So we have our traffic flow guide here. All trucks and trailers will enter through the north gate. Please keep in mind that the north gate opens at 7 a.m. So if you wish to get in before then, you might have some issues as far as traffic and parking and things like that if you have a truck and trailer. But we're going to talk like everybody's coming through the north gate first. Okay, so you'll come through the north gate. You need to be sure you have your fair pass ready for the north gate to go ahead and punch it so we can keep everybody moving. We obviously do understand trucks and trailers are probably going to bottleneck at that north gate. So again, if you guys just know that you have to have everything ready and ready to rock right there at that north gate, it will make life a little less painful. Okay, so everybody's going to be pulling in, and we are going to have plenty of signs to try and help you out. You will pull all the way up past the poultry barn, and there is a driveway here. So you'll turn right at the drive. Now, if you are showing off of a truck and trailer, you're going to enter where the blue arrow is, okay? Where it says trailer parking, there is a quite large space we plan to have to be able to park your trucks and trailers. We will also have parking attendants trying to help each other park as efficiently as possible. Something I do want you guys to note, if you plan to come on in and use trailer parking and you're hoping to, you know, have two families close together, you're not going to save spots. You need to make sure you're entering the fairgrounds at the same time with that, you know, both parties. You can't reserve a spot for somebody else. So keep that in mind as you guys are planning to come to the fair. Okay. If you are utilizing one of the pens that we provide to our families, you're going to pull all the way to the back where this green drop-off zone is. And obviously it says animals dropping off. So that is where it's going to happen quickly and efficiently. You're going to stop, unload the animal, put it in a pen, and then you will go ahead and park your trailer. And we'll get there here in a second. Okay. But we're trying to keep that as efficient as possible. I'm going to go back and pull up the document and go through a couple of other notes that I have. If you're wondering what the layout of the tent is going to look like, don't worry, we're going to get there. There's a lot of information in here, so just make sure you watch this video all the way through. So again, if you are dropping your animal off, we're trying to do that as quickly and efficiently as possible. Please also keep in mind, we don't have room for tack boxes and stuff like that. So you want to kind of consolidate all your show supplies you're going to need. I keep saying, if you've got a 5-gallon bucket and you can fit mostly everything in 1 or 2 5-gallon buckets, you're probably going to do a great job and not take up too much room. Okay, so once we drop our animals off, you're going to continue around here. And again, there's this dog leg to the campers and the pathway and everything like that. So you're going to follow this green arrow out, and we will, again, have some people helping you find your way out and all that fun stuff. You will exit the north gate, and now we're going to move over to another map so you can see where to park your truck and trailer. But I also want to put pause and have you look at the rest of this map that's not just concerning your livestock arena, but where the non-trailer parking is, okay? Because obviously our birds and our rabbits and our horses are going to be there all week long, so you're going to have to park your vehicle and go feed your animal. So again, managing our expectations. These pink blobs over here, that is all going to be non-trailer parking at this time. Now, obviously, we might fill up relatively quickly. These blobs are not really to size. This is just the general area. Obviously, if you haven't stopped out at the fairgrounds, it does look very different. So we will have areas indicating where that the non-trailer parking stops and starts as far as that goes. But just trying to keep in mind, that's kind of where you're going to be parking if you don't have a truck and trailer. Okay. All right, come on, computer. All righty. So we are utilizing our drop-off space, and now we need to go park our truck and trailer. So again, we are going to exit out of the north gate. We're going to go south on 108 or South Perry Street, and you're going to come on down here, and you're going to turn into the water tower parking lot. Across the road here is where the handicap parking entrance is. So you're going to go the opposite way. Okay. We're going to come over here, and then you will follow the drive, and this blue triangle over here is where we would like everyone to drop their trailers off at. Now, keeping that in mind, I would like to kind of caution you. Obviously, there's plenty of people that are going to drop their trailer and probably go back to the north gate and try to get in. Again, you guys know as well as I do that north gate area has limited parking. So keeping that in mind, trying to be conscious, acknowledge that the traffic flow is probably going to get a little rowdy as far as that goes. We're just all trying to get on the same page and understand what that flow is going to look like. Okay. I will come back to what the tent layout is here in a second, because I think there's plenty of stuff that I want to review with you guys. So again, we just took a look at what that traffic flow guide looks like. While some may drop their truck and trailer, like I just talked about, you also might re-enter with your vehicle. Understand that vehicle parking is very limited. Everybody knows that. We're just obviously verbally articulating that. There's not excessive space. So if you can consolidate your supplies for preparing your animal, that is ideal. Please arrive based on the junior fair schedule included in this packet. Now, this next line I would like to highlight. Any swine or cattle projects arriving prior to 7 o'clock a.m. on their respective days, you are permitted to park in the infield or on the racetrack and have your animals make their way back to the show area. I've had a couple of people ask that question. The Fair Board is fine with that. On Sheep and Goat Day, which is Friday, you are not permitted to park on the infield or on the racetrack. So I just want everyone to be aware of that. Excuse me, on Friday, if you do park on the infield or the racetrack, you will be asked to leave. So just making sure everyone is aware of that. As far as what gate you'll be able to utilize to bring your animals in, if you park on the infield, you'll have to use the old hog gate on the where the hog barn used to be. That would be on the northwest side of the racetrack as far as that goes. Okay. Trucks pulling trailers through the north gate need to be prepared to show their fair passes. We kind of talked about that. Now we're moving on to kind of our utilities, right? Electricity. You guys have heard me mention a couple of times, there's not going to be electricity provided to our exhibitors in order to fit your animal. If you need to run a blower or something like that, you're going to have to provide your own electricity, which would probably be a generator, okay? We do plan to have fans in the show area to keep ventilation moving and things like that. If you're concerned about your animal getting overheated while they're in the pens, the Henry County provided pens, I would definitely recommend like a battery operated fan or something like that. Looking at the water, there are 2 hydrants accessible south of the trailer parking lot. I'll show you, go back to the map and kind of show you where those are, but they are near the North Gate Road. There's also going to be a gravity truck available with water, gravity truck with a water attachment available. The water is to be used for animal consumption, not for bathing animals, okay? Our livestock judges for the fair have been made aware of the bathing facilities and that they are not available to our exhibitors. So just bring your animals as clean as possible. You know, those 5-gallon buckets are going to be in super handy this year, that if you do want to fill up a bucket and kind of spot clean them when you get to the fairgrounds, I think that is more than sufficient. And I think, you know, that's probably your best route preparing for your show at fair. As we are taking a look at bedding and footing, if you haven't taken a look at that tent layout, it does say at the bottom of it, but just so everyone is aware, the Henry County provided pens are 6 foot by 6 foot. They will be on the grass lot. So you kind of know what's underneath, what the footing is when you get there. Should you want to bed your animal down, you are going to be responsible for providing your own bedding. And if you should choose to bed your animal, you will be responsible for stripping that pen out and disposing of the shavings and everything at the conclusion of your show. There will be a manure dumpster located in the riding horse makeup area, as well as there's still a manure pit over by the rabbit barn. So either one of those areas you will need to dispose your bedding on. And the same goes for animals showing off the trailer. Once you are done at the conclusion of the show, you will need to gather up any kind of straw you put down, sawdust you put down, gather it up and dispose of it in a dumpster. You kind of need to keep in mind, once we are not having shows out there at the tent, we are going to use that area for parking. So again, please be conscientious of everybody at the fair. It's for 1 year, and we're really just hoping everybody, you know, comes together as a team to be able to keep the area as clean as possible. So I'm going to scoot back down here to the tent layout. So this is our approximate tent layout. Again, keeping in mind, the overall width of the tent is 40 feet and the overall length of the tent is 160 feet. So it is quite a large tent. We went out and we stepped it off with our little roller measurement wheel. That's what I needed. So we measured it out, and it is quite a large tent, which is very reassuring to me. So the tents are going to be 6 by 6. Again, this area is not to scale by any means. This is just kind of us getting a feel for how we want to see the tent laid out. The pens will be in the, let's see here, to the south as far as that goes. The driveway is going to be right over here. And then, for the drop-off zone, we would pull around to the back here where this first gate is right here. Okay. The plan is, if you guys haven't seen on Facebook, we just got our new pens delivered last week. They look beautiful. The Henry County Ag Improvement Association made sure we did have pens for this year's fair, and they are lovely. They are galvanized steel, so they will be available and obviously there for our exhibitors to use. So those will be set up. We're not going to have assigned pens or anything like that. So you will just unload, put your animal put your animal in a pen and then go park your trailer. You can come back and, get back to working with whatever it is you need to do to get your animal prepared. This back part where all the pens are, we are hoping to keep it contained, to put kind of an outside perimeter around it, just so if anybody scoots out for whatever reason, primarily the hogs, that we are able to keep them relatively contained. Okay. As we are looking down here at the bottom of the tent, again, keep in mind on the other side of where the scale is right here, that would all be the trailer parking area. Okay. But the scales will be right here. Then we're looking at the other side of the tent. We will have the show arena. We will have a limited number of bleachers, not a ton. So again, if grandma or grandpa is planning to come to the fair, make sure you guys are bringing your own chairs. There will be an announcer stand, and then we will have a makeup area / holding area. We'll have a lot more information much closer to fair. I know I have the grounds committee and myself will be meeting to really start stepping this off so we get an idea of what that footprint's going to look like. But kind of want everybody to just kind of know what to expect and how things will be set up. Okay. We're going to scoot back up here. So we're going to talk about check-in procedure now. Okay. When you arrive at the show, again, please unload your animal into a pen. If you're using a Henry County provided pen, that was why I've been calling and asking if you're showing off the trailer or if you need a pen. If you're showing off the trailer, be sure to park your vehicle as directed. Once you are parked or unloaded, exhibitors are expected to check in at the announcer's table. Okay. When you check in, those market exhibitors, you will need to, again, show either hard copy proof your DUNF form is completed, or again, show me the email, the confirmation email that you have completed that DUNF form, the drug use notification form. That link is live, go.osu.edu/HenryDUNF. Breeding exhibitors, even if you are just showing in a breeding class, we still need you to come check in, let us know you are on site. When you check in with us, you're going to receive your back tag number, and market exhibitors will receive a weigh-in slip. Okay. If you are a market exhibitor, you will take that weigh-in slip to the scales and get your animal weighed in. Breeding exhibitors do not need to weigh in, but once all the exhibitors are weighed in, for example, the hog show, we'll go ahead and break the classes and do our best to adhere to the start time as close as possible. Again, everybody needs to have just a little bit of patience. We are pretty confident that we'll be able to adhere to those show times as long as everybody's showing up in a timely manner and we're all just cooperating is what it comes down to. Veterinary inspection for market animals will take place as they come across the scale. And then once we get everybody weighed in, she said she would make her way to inspect any animals at the trailer as far as that goes. We've also got our junior fair advisors and adult staff. If something is glaringly obvious or if you have a concern, come find one of our adult staff and we can definitely connect you with the fair vet if that's needed. Okay, but all animals will be evaluated by the veterinarian by showtime. The conclusion of the show, just so everybody kind of knows, that last half, we're really talking about market exhibitors. All Grand and Reserve champions are required to be slaughtered per Ohio Department of Ag regulations. So that isn't something that we can really contest. If you have a Grand or Reserve, you are expected to have that animal processed. And again, that's just for market classes. If you have non-Grand or Reserve animals and you plan on taking your animal home, at the conclusion of that show, you are dismissed to go home. If you have a custom appointment, if you have a custom appointment that is, say, in September or not, anytime soon, you are free to leave at the conclusion of the show as well. Our livestock sale committee is communicating with local processors on trucking if needed. Again, we'll have a lot more information about that probably in the next week or two. Martha's doing a really good job of connecting with our local processors. Now, obviously, if your animal's going on the market truck, you're using that Henry County provided buyer. You will just leave your animal in the pen to be loaded at a later time as far as that goes. This loadout is going to be arranged by that livestock sale committee. That loadout information will be provided during Fair Week, roughly as far as that goes, kind of like we have in the past. And exhibitors do not need to be present to load their animals. But obviously we will provide you with the information when we know those animals need to load out. I do know support bids went out to, see who's going to have those winning bids. We'll have more information on that as we get much, much closer to fair. And then finally, if you wanted to know about champions and reserve champions, we have an aisle of the riding horse barn picked out that I'm calling it the champion aisle or the aisle of champions. So all of those, I believe it's 10 large animals, will be able to be featured right there in the riding horse barn as far as that goes. So if you do have the Grand and Reserve, or you hear people saying, oh, I really wish we could see those large animals, be sure to direct them over to the riding horse barn as far as that goes. Okay. We are going to scoot down here and take a quick look at the junior fair schedule. And again, keep in mind, this is all going to be posted on our Henry County blog site, as well as on the 4-H Now app. So if you have a lot of people asking questions, definitely encourage them to download that 4-H Now app. On Wednesday, we obviously covered kind of what that timeline is going to look like. As a reminder, we do have at 6:30 the junior fair and 4-H royalty coronation. So I definitely encourage you go on over and see those kids that are being recognized. On Thursday, August 8th, we have our poultry show beginning at 8 a.m. over at the Small Animal Arena. And then the junior fair hog show will begin at 10:30, knowing that the market hog scales will be open from 7 to 9 a.m. So, keep that in mind. If you've got a market hog, that you should be getting there between 7 and 9 in the morning. Now, you will see that there are different yellow boxes on different days. The Junior Fair Board really thought with the unique fair that we have this year, we really wanted to have a couple of events to encourage kids and families to come back to the fair and kind of put the fun back in the fair. So quite a few of the nights we do have some junior fair activities that we definitely encourage people to come back. Parents, if you guys are out at a grandstand event and the kids just aren't really thrilled about that, you can kind of send them our direction, and we're going to do some bonding activities. So that first night, Farm Bureau puts on a square dance over at the Ag Hall. So we'll definitely have some kids headed over there, learn how to square dance, kind of something new and exciting that they can add to their dance card, if you will. On Friday, August 9th, the horse show will begin at 9 a.m. The rabbit show, and the horse show is over at the riding horse arena. Also at 9 o'clock, the Junior Fair Rabbit Show will begin, and that's at the Small Animal Arena. And then the scales will open for market lambs at 7 in the morning. They'll be open till 9, and we plan to start the sheep show at 10 o'clock. Now, there is going to be a little bit of overlap between the market lamb and the lamb sheep show and the goat show. We do know that, we acknowledge that there is actually going to be kind of two separate show committees. So if you go on up to the front and say, hey, I've got a sheep, we might send you one way. And hey, I've got a goat, we might send you another way. So we're going to have kind of two different teams handling this day. From 8 in the morning till 10:30 in the morning, the market goats are there with our goat show planning to start around 12. There's going to be some flexibility. There's going to be, I'm sure, some overlap on that Friday. So we got to play as a team and, do our best to make things happen, right? Barn bonding that night will be sand volleyball over at the horse arena. So again, head on over if you want to, and we'll have some fun playing some sand volleyball. Saturday, August 10th, 9 in the morning, the riding horses will be over in their show arena. We will have the dog show in the livestock tent. So we're super excited to kind of bring the dog show back down to the livestock end of the fairgrounds this year. Excuse me. And then Saturday night at 7:30, we're going to have some camp dances. So if you guys are all about fishing in the dark and all those other super fun line dances you learn about at 4-H camp, join us at the Ag Hall. If you have no idea what those are, but it sounds pretty fun, anybody is welcome to attend and hang out at the Ag Hall at 7:30. Okay, now we're shifting over here to Sunday. The Junior Fair Horse Show, there is a fun show at 1 o'clock. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. And then obviously we have our parade on Sunday. I would say Henry County 4-H runs the milkshake stand all day long on Sunday. So we are always looking for volunteers. I will kind of promote that next week. We need volunteers. We need dads to scoop ice cream. So we would definitely encourage you to volunteer in the milkshake stand. A percent of the proceeds from the milkshake stand on Sunday come back to the 4-H program. So it's a really great opportunity to, sign up for a 2-hour shift and give back to the 4-H program. Okay. Monday, August 12th at 9 a.m., we have our Junior Fair Dairy Show. That there is no weigh-ins required for that. So obviously the gates open at 7. We will still have people helping to park trucks and trailers as far as that goes. The market steer and feeder calf scale will open at 11 o'clock and be open from 11 to 1. So we can get all those steers and feeder calves weighed in for the 3 o'clock show. At 1 o'clock, the beef breeding show will begin with the market and showmanship stuff starting at 3. And we'll go from the breeding show to then at the top of that 3 o'clock show, it will be showmanship and then feeder calves into the market steers. Okay. And then Monday night, we are going to have the Barnyard Olympics. So if you want to create a team, get a group of kids together, we've got some pretty fun Barnyard Olympic challenges for you guys. On Tuesday at 9 o'clock, there is another Junior Fair Horse Show. And then we are happy to still have the Shine in the Showroom program. That will begin at 6 o'clock at the livestock tent. Myself, Stacy Elsinger, and Bailey Elsinger are all working together to make sure that this continues to be a reality. Obviously, it's just going to look a little different this year, but definitely excited to continue that program that's been so successful. 7:30 Tuesday night, we are going to have, it's called Heads or Tails. So if you know those inflatable human hamster balls that you get in and you can roll around, we've got some interesting challenges called Heads or Tails that we're going to play over at the horse arena. So definitely encourage you to check that out. Wednesday is Kids Day. There is one more horse show on Wednesday. Kids Day for the Junior Fair activities will be from 1 to 3 o'clock at the South Merchants end of the fairgrounds, where it has been in the past. One thing that is not on here is the Cloverbud graduation is at 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, with all of the non-livestock events going to be promoted next week, keep an eye out for that. But just know Cloverbud graduation is also this Wednesday at the fair. And Showman to Showman, we are still going to have that program. That will be 6 o'clock Wednesday night at the livestock tent. Okay. And then to follow our Showman to Showman program, so we don't really know what time that's going to be, we will have slip and slide kickball out at the horse arena. So that's kind of our one last barn bonding hurrah as far as that goes. And then as we are wrapping up our fair week, Thursday, August 15th, we have our Junior Fair livestock sale. Please note that the start of the sale is at 9 o'clock in the morning. I believe last year it was 9:30. This year is 9 o'clock. We heard you that the sale took quite a long time last year, so we moved up that start time to 9 o'clock, and we are going to do our best to hustle through that sale like we always do. Okay. I believe, I'm double checking all my papers here. I believe that is all the pertinent information we have right now as far as what fair is going to look like for everyone. I do have a livestock checklist that will come out. I know some people have used that in the past. Still a really great tool to help you pack for fair. Market exhibitors, as you guys are getting closer to fair, I really hope you guys are going out and you're getting support buyers to come support you at the Junior Fair, or, collecting those add-ons, and then they can send add-ons in for the livestock sale as well. I am super, super thankful. Senior Fair Board has been so supportive of us creating, this policy and this procedure to try and make our fair experience just as little less stressful as we possibly can. Super thankful to the Senior Fair Board, thankful to the Ag Improvement for really stepping forward with a lot of different volunteer things on, behind the scenes not everybody knows about. And a super big thank you to all of our junior fair advisors and, just everybody that has been, really, really instrumental in making this a reality for this year. Obviously, I know it's not an ideal situation. Next year we are super excited to have a whole different conversation about the junior fair procedure for this year. As always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Email is usually the best way now that we're getting super, super busy ramping up for fair. So please feel free to reach out to me. My email is Parcher, PARCHER .6@osu.edu. And again, we are so looking forward to the 2004 Henry County Junior Fair. We will start August 8th through the 14th. Sorry, 15th. Oh my goodness. It's been a long week. This has kind of been my baby. I'm just so excited that, we're going to have a 2024 fair this year, and it's going to be the best we possibly can make it. So again, any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We are so excited to see you at the fair in just a few weeks.